Why these Netflix stars look so familiar. The world has never seen anything like Netflix before. It's the leading purveyor of streaming video products to the world's laptops and smart TVs, but it's also a television network, producing thousands of hours of compelling series in every conceivable genre. And Netflix is also a movie studio, creating theatrical quality entertainment that it can beam directly into millions of homes. Creating all that content means a huge need for actors, and Netflix keeps an army of performers employed to make its original productions. It's the comfortable home of major movie stars, Will Smith, star of Bright, TV legends, Gillian Anderson, from The X-Files to Sex Education, and probably hundreds of those recognizable faced actors who pop up in all kinds of movies and TV shows whose names you may not know but whom you've definitely seen in other things. Here are some of the many actors lighting up Netflix after getting viewers' attention elsewhere. Theo from The Haunting of Hill House. Not only is the actress who portrayed the partly psychic Theodora Crane recognizable for her on-screen work, but chances are horror fans will appreciate what she's done behind the scenes as well. After starring in TV guest roles and short films for close to a decade, Kate Siegel decided to put pen to paper and create her own story to star in with 2016's Hush, which also debuted on Netflix. Siegel co-wrote Hush's script with her husband, director Mike Flanagan, whose film Oculus she previously starred in. The two went on to partner on several other memorable screen projects, with her starring in his film Ouija, Origin of Evil, as well as his adaptation of Stephen King's Gerald's Game and the Netflix series based on Shirley Jackson's The Haunting of Hill House. Siegel and Flanagan have also teamed up to co-write an adaptation of Patrick Carman's YA novel 13 Days to Midnight. Luther from The Umbrella Academy. Tom Hopper was already quite the TV veteran before he stepped into the space boots of Luther Hargreaves aka Number 1 for Netflix's The Umbrella Academy. Although this adaptation of the comics by Gerard Way and Gabriel Bore might be Hopper's most recent TV role, he got his start way back in 2007 with a guest role on Casualty and went on to appear in an episode of Doctor Who and the police procedural miniseries Good Cop. Hopper's small-screen career flourished with several regular roles as well, including his part as Sir Percival in the BBC's Merlin and as Bones in Starz's Black Sails. Hopper likely caught the most attention in his short-lived turn as Dickon Tarly, the favored brother of Samwell Tarly, who was burned to death by Daenerys Targaryen's dragon in Game of Thrones. He's also been seen in a few films, including Northmen, a Viking saga, and the romantic comedy I Feel Pretty. Hopper knows that his visage lends itself to strongman roles like Luther, but he told Elle magazine that he doesn't want to be restricted to roles that peg him as a big guy. Alice from Cam. She might be relatively new to the acting business, but much like her resourceful and indomitable character Alice in Cam, Madeline Brewer has already made quite an impact on the small screen. Her first big role was a devastating one indeed, as the ill-fated addict Tricia Miller on Orange is the New Black's inaugural season. From there, she went on to enjoy recurring roles in other hit series like Hemlock Grove and Grimm before starring in a particularly unsettling role as a brainwashed military assassin in Black Mirror's Men Against Fire. Fans of Hulu's The Handmaid's Tale might also recognize her as Janine, the mutilated but cheerful handmaid who is driven mad by her duty to procreate for the benefit of others and eventually give up her daughter. In 2019, she can be found in Rupert Wyatt's science fiction thriller Captive State, William Brent Bell's horror film Separation, and the upcoming mystery film Now Is Everything. Otis from Sex Education. Asa Butterfield sure seemed like a revelation in his turn as the adorable Otis Milburn in Sex Education, but the still young actor was already a somebody long before he appeared in the series. Butterfield has been acting since he was single digits in age, and broke out in a big way with his starring role in the adaptation of John Boyne's The Boy in the Striped Pajamas. From there, his film credits only got more impressive, as he continued to earn major roles in films like The Wolfman, Nanny McPhee Returns, and the eponymous lead in Hugo. Butterfield is also something of a young adult book-to-screen phenomenon, thanks to his leading roles in Ender's Game and Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. Butterfield has also proven that he is beholden to no one genre, though, with central roles in everything from war dramas like Journey's End, space adventure stories like The Space Between Us, and dramedy fare such as The House of Tomorrow. His career shows no signs of slowing, either. While he continues to rack up the screen credits, he also dabbles in other forms of artistry, like music and creating video game apps with his family. Young Princess Margaret from The Crown. The Crown is certainly one of the most ambitious TV projects of all time. Applying a record-setting budget provided by Netflix's extremely deep pockets to BBC-style historical storytelling, The Crown aims to tell the complete life story of Queen Elizabeth II. That necessitates a completely new cast every couple of years. Helena Bonham Carter became the second actress to portray Her Majesty's sister, Princess Margaret, following role originator Vanessa Kirby. Kirby has an impressive and appropriate resume, honed via British TV period pieces and literary adaptations. Her first TV roles, Ruth Elms in the 1950s set series The Hour, romantic object of desire Estella Havisham in a 2011 version of Great Expectations, and a role in an installment of Agatha Christie's Poirot. On the opposite end of the cultural spectrum from playing proper Brits and regal royals, Kirby has carved out a career in big-budget American action films. She portrayed Catherine Dunleavy in Jupiter Ascending, The White Widow in Mission Impossible, Fallout, and Hattie Shaw in the 2019 Fast and Furious spin-off Hobbs & Shaw. Charlotte from The Perfection. Allison Williams' turn as the musical prodigy Charlotte in The Perfection made for a hair-raising experience for audiences of the stomach-churning Netflix suspense thriller, but it's far from the first place fans have seen her. The daughter of famed NBC anchor Brian Williams, she studied at Yale University, where she joined the improv comedy group Just Add Water. After creating and starring in a series of royal wedding-themed Funny or Die sketches, she enjoyed an early career breakout as Marnie Michaels in HBO's critically revered dramedy series Girls, for which she received a Critics' Choice Award nomination. Williams also impressed audiences with her stage work in the gender-bent title role of NBC's musical production Peter Pan Live. She further enjoyed guest roles in series like The Mindy Project and A Series of Unfortunate Events. While Williams was first known for her work on the small screen, she also made a lasting impression as the duplicitous Rose Armitage in Jordan Peele's 2017 horror film Get Out and was nominated alongside her co-stars for a Screen Actors Guild Award for the role. She will continue to explore her newfound penchant for thrillers with a leading role in Mikhail McKimayne's Horizon Line, a survival film about a couple whose small plane pilot suffers a heart attack and strands them mid-air above the Indian Ocean. Stefan from Black Mirror, Bandersnatch. Fionn Whitehead may not have achieved household name status yet, but his turn as the playable game developer Stefan in Black Mirror, Bandersnatch certainly got him close to it. An unusual experiment from the creators of the tech-based anthology show, Bandersnatch is interactive, requiring audiences to actively participate in the character's journey. Stefan is front and center for the many hours of possible action ahead in the interactive story. Prior to becoming the nerdy existentialist in the game movie, though, Whitehead was already well on his way to stardom. The British thespian previously starred in the title role of ITV's miniseries Him, the story of a boy who discovers he has telekinetic powers. He then landed a part in Christopher Nolan's gripping war epic Dunkirk. This kicked off a string of roles that's included the film adaptation of Ian McEwan's The Children Act, the upcoming drama Rhodes, and the thriller Don't Tell a Soul. Despite his current climb, Whitehead doesn't necessarily want you to know his name so much as his work. As he once told the Evening Standard, "I don't feel the need to go and make everyone like me because, to be honest, I'm not looking to be friends with the world. I'd much rather people watch the things that I'm in." Maybe that accept or refuse prompt on Bandersnatch would come in handy for his real life. Princess Margaret from The Crown. Helena Bonham Carter specializes in two kinds of roles, royals and misfits. Her role in Season 3 of Netflix's Queen Elizabeth II biopic series The Crown skews more toward the former, with a hint of the latter, taking over for Vanessa Kirby as Her Majesty's sister, Princess Margaret, as the series moves into the late 1960s and 70s. This isn't the first time Carter has played a member of England's most powerful family. She portrayed Princess Margaret's mother in The King's Speech, for which she received an Academy Award nomination. She's played fictional queens, too, notably the Red Queen in both Alice in Wonderland live-action films. One of those was directed by her now ex-partner, Tim Burton, with whom she's collaborated several times, bringing life to quirky characters like Meat Pie Baker Mrs. Lovett in Sweeney Todd, the title character in Corpse Bride, Mrs. Bucket in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and the Witch in Big Fish. Or perhaps she's most memorable to audiences completely stealing every scene in which she appeared as Marla Singer in Fight Club, criminal clothing designer Rose Vial in Ocean's 8, or the unspeakably evil Bellatrix Lestrange in multiple Harry Potter films. Raylene Kawahara from Altered Carbon. On Altered Carbon, Dichen Lachman portrays Raylene Kawahara, sister of main character Tak Kovacs and a fellow revolutionary in the fight against the oppressive dystopian government. Lachman got her acting start on the long-running, eternally popular Australian soap opera Neighbours as the villainous and conniving Katja Kinski across more than 100 episodes between 2005 and 2007. 2 years later, she landed her first major role in the US as part of the main cast of Joss Whedon's sci-fi series Dollhouse. On this show about men and women programmed with different identities and sent out on various tasks, Lachman played Sierra, but really Priya Tetsing, for the show's entire brief, 2-season run. She has since found her niche in science fiction, appearing on Torchwood, The 100, and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Prior to her work on Altered Carbon, she joined the North American remake of Being Human in its second season as a horrible vampire named Suren. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel.